The NBA certainly attracts a lot of fame and attention. When disrespect and aggression rear their head, it certainly gives quite a show. These are the most disrespectful moments in NBA history. And before we begin, leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this in the future. Starting out on our list is an incident involving player Russell Westbrook and some Jazz fans. Jazz fans decided that it was time to trash talk Westbrook. In a horrific display, the Utah Jazz fans hurled racial slurs at Westbrook as he sat on the bench. The cameras were rolling and caught every minute of the horrible, disrespectful incident. Westbrook didn't take it lightly. He reached his boiling point and started threatening the fans unless they stopped calling him racial slurs. Even after this incident occurred, he continued to play in the game and even scored an additional 23 points. The Oklahoma City Thunder won the game with a score of 98-89. Westbrook wasn't about to let these people ruin his game for him and continued to play with all his might, even after dealing with that ordeal. In an interview after the game, Westbrook explained what the fans told him and showed just how incredibly disrespectful that was. The fans who hurled the slurs at Westbrook got a lifetime ban from the basketball arena after being identified on camera.
The realization of it is how it started was young man and his wife in the stands told me to get down on my knees like he used to. And for me, that's just completely disrespectful to me. I think it's racial. I think it's just inappropriate in the sense of there's no protection for the players.
At number 4 on our list is an incident occurring during the 2018 NBA Finals. The Golden State Warriors were in the lead, and the Cleveland Cavaliers were feeling the pressure. With a 1-0 game lead, the Warriors refused to slow down, and the Cavaliers tried hard to bring their score back up. The two teams were neck and neck until the third quarter of the second game, when the Warriors and the Cavaliers' score was a solid 90-80. Stephen Curry had the shot, and as he threw, he almost tripped over Kendrick Perkins' leg. Considering the wide amount of injuries that Curry had obtained during his career, he thought that Perkins moved his leg on purpose to try to trip Curry. Stephen was not about to take this disrespect lightly. Even though it turned out to be a misunderstanding, he turned to Perkins and started to harass him about not playing. Kendrick Perkins stood and started to threaten Curry, telling him he would beat him. The incident was caught on camera and went viral, to the point fans made t-shirts and merchandise of Curry saying, "You ain't playing tonight?" Eventually, Kendrick Perkins was contacted for an interview about the entire thing.
I'll talk to you about this. What happened on the bench?
First of all, I don't know what I did wrong, right? I'm sitting down. I didn't move. I didn't do nothing. I'm sitting down chilling. He said that I tried to trip him. I'm like, bro, I didn't move my leg. I didn't stick my leg out. I was sitting the same way the whole time. You know what I told him? I said, Steph, man, chill out, man. For real, if I make you smell my cologne.
And he stated he didn't move his leg at all and didn't know what he did wrong. The entire incident became a huge phenomenon and one of the most disrespectful moments on the NBA court. Up next on our list is a beef with a player most people really don't want to mess with, LeBron James. In 2019 game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Chicago Bulls, fans of Chicago were pretty sore with LeBron, considering his disrespect towards the Bulls 2 years prior when he played with the Cleveland Cavaliers. It seems like the Bulls fans weren't letting go of their grudge. With the Lakers on a 5-game winning streak, it came as a big surprise that the Bulls were actually dominating the game for quite a while. LeBron was working hard to try to pull the Lakers ahead. He couldn't pull the Lakers ahead until the last few moments, scoring 30 points by himself and putting the Lakers in the lead. Bulls fans were obviously not pleased by this development in the game. Some fans in the crowd decided to try and heckle LeBron when he headed to the bench in the last 50 seconds of the game, which was a big mistake on their part. One fan in particular really went after LeBron, and LeBron wasn't about to take that lightly. He called out the fan on camera and even told him that the fan's girlfriend was embarrassed to be with him. The crowd laughed at LeBron's retort, and the fan certainly seemed to be embarrassed. This is probably one of the crazier moments of disrespect on this list. The beef started in 2013, a game between the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. It was the fourth quarter, and the Celtics were in the lead with an 82-75 score. As the ball was shot, Garnett and player Carmelo Anthony fought for the rebound. Garnett was the player who called for the foul and was obviously not pleased about it. As the game progressed, it was increasingly obvious that Garnett and Anthony were becoming more and more aggressive towards each other, slamming into each other and throwing cheap shots. Eventually, Anthony had enough, and the two started yelling at each other on the court, causing Garnett to yell something about Anthony's wife, remarking about how she tasted like Honey Nut Cheerios. This, of course, infuriated Carmelo Anthony. However, he decided not to do anything about it on camera as the game was still going on. The refs let the rest of the game go on, but Carmelo's anger only kept building. After the game finished, he showed up in Garnett's locker room in order to try and fight him. Security had to be called into the locker room to keep Garnett safe, and no fight broke out. In the locker room, Carmelo Anthony followed the Boston Celtics to their bus, and it took 5 NYPD officers, the entirety of the area security staff, and the Knicks coach to get everything calmed down. In an interview about the whole ordeal, Anthony admitted that he lost his cool, but he said that Garnett's comment was just something you don't say about another man's wife. The number one moment on this list has to be Kyrie Irving's blatant disrespect of NBA rules. Before the start of the 2020 season, Irving bashed the media on his public Instagram page, calling them pawns. Because of the blatant disrespect towards the media, the NBA fined Irving $25,000. But the disrespect didn't end with the media. After the hefty fine, Irving practically dropped off the grid. Nobody, not even his aunt, could find him. Nobody had seen or heard from him at all. It was like he vanished from the face of the earth until a video went viral of him in 2020, showing him partying without a mask on. Given the regulations set for the pandemic, this video showed Irving clearly not following the strict NBA guidelines. The NBA was furious and slapped Irving with a huge $840,000 fine. Yikes! Irving tried to redeem himself when he returned to the court, but the damage had been done. Fans didn't have respect for him anymore after seeing his actions in the middle of a global pandemic. To continue to atone for what he had done, he apologized to the media and played with the best score averages of his career the next season. However, when he returned to the Cleveland Stadium as a Brooklyn Nets player, he appeared to flip off the crowd by showing his ring finger to them. The statement could have either been a tribute to the championship ring he won for Cleveland or a rude statement about how another championship ring is waiting for him with Brooklyn. Either way, it was an incredibly rude gesture towards the NBA and his own fans. So, what do you think? Which moment surprised you the most, and which did you think was the most disrespectful? Let us know down in the comments below, and remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon to see more content like this in the future. And we'll see you next time.